Family, what's going on? It is Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. Today is Wednesday. It is October 29th. It is scary season. It is almost silly season. You know what time it is. Bama Football on YouTube, live every day, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Central Time. And can I get a roll tide up inside the comment box? I appreciate y'all for being here. Thank you so much for kicking with me right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I hope that you are off to an amazing start. I hope you are off to an amazing Wednesday during this bye week. A lot to talk about today, and today will be a call-in show. So I appreciate you guys calling in. Let me get through a couple segments this morning. If you caught me at 4 a.m. on my podcast, kind of the Wake Up Bama, good morning to you. It's kind of like a pre-show to this show today. You know, I think kind of when we look at some of the trending topics, and when you call in today, there's a special feature, okay? So when someone calls in, one of these, you know, I have some topics on here, so something special is coming your way, all right? So be ready, and I hope that you're on the game, and I hope that you've done kind of some research by listening to me, or, you know, you're kind of on your game, because there's something special coming your way. So trending topics, you got anything regarding Ty Simpson, okay? That's later on today. And what he's been able to do has been absolutely amazing through this point in time. Where is the run game? Always popular. We can go back and forth on that. Is this team beatable? Yes or no? I get your take on that. I mean, I don't know. It's the Alabama ecosystem, but do you think that this team can make absolute run? Think about it. What are they? 7-1. That's 8 games. They got to win 8 games again to win the Natty. Not consecutively, but that's kind of what we're up against. Will Ryan Grubb leave? Ooh, scary. Where would he go? Best player on defense. How about that? Who's the best player on defense on this team? And the race for the SEC and kind of some playoff talk. So let's kind of rewind back into time, way back into time, and kind of look at the college football rankings. And before we do that, you know what we got to do? We got to do the AM shout out. So let me see who's checked into the crib this morning, as we always do right here on Bama Football on YouTube. The shout outs are one of my favorite parts of the show. All right, Young C, what's up, man? Good to see you. Thank you so much. Amanda Jane, I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you so much. We got Mindy Miss Careless. We have Ruben Poole coming inside the comment box. Jeff Stapleton. Jeff, what's up, dog? How are you here today? Are you off, or are you always here just kind of quiet inside the comment box? I love when Jeff Stapleton's here. Tolbert Street, what's up, bro? Good to see you. Max, thank you so much. Chad Howard, what's up, bro? How you doing? Happy Wednesday. It's kind of like my Friday. I'm not going to lie, so I'm kind of feeling good about it. Bruce Williams, what's up, man? Good to see you. Ryan Paris up inside the house. Miss Anita Waters, where you at? Nicole Covington, what's up? Bruce Williams, wake up, dog. Wake up, wake up. Timothy, what's going on, man? Mark Hill, good to see you, bro. Welcome to the show. My boy Jarvis, what's up, Jarvis? How you doing, dog? Better have those stats ready for us, man. We got Antoine coming to us. What's up, Antoine? We got Joan Crooms. Man, good, strong crew up in the house, as we always do right here on Bama Football on YouTube. The black hoodie. It's been deadly, right? Wisconsin got it. Georgia got it. Vanderbilt got it. Missouri got it. Tennessee, 2. And South Carolina did 2. Who's up next? LSU. Hey, Jarvis, what's the line on that game for LSU? Is it 12.5? I think yesterday I might have stumbled and I said 7, so my mistake. It's like 12 or something like that. And as you know, if you want to become a fan funder of Bama Football on YouTube, hit the join button. There's different options. If you want to get entangled in that, that'd be cool. I appreciate you guys' consideration and supporting the show right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Easy to sign up, easy to cancel. We've had a lot of people do this as of late, so thank you so much for you guys' continued support. Super chats are also always appreciated inside the comment box, but you guys just being here is enough, so I really appreciate it. Quintez Caldwell, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Welcome to the show. Lag Guy, good to see you, man, as well. All right, so right now, if you kind of look to the college football playoff, right? Playoffs, I need to, someone remind me. I got to remind myself. You know what I want? I want a soundboard, and I have one here, but I want to be able to push a button every single time I say playoffs, and it's like, playoffs? You know what I'm saying? So every time I say it, I can hit it, because I'm going to probably be saying it a lot. So I'm going to say playoff sound, right? And then we'll just play that every time we sing it. So right now, here's kind of a look at the big board. And if you caught my 4 a.m. post this morning, I really go in detail. And I started getting kind of into the weeds with how I think the college football playoffs will look. And I know it's kind of far out, but hey, this is it. This is what we're going to talk about. All right. So look, we have Indiana, Ohio State, kind of on a collision course. Well, they are on a collision course. And same could be said for Alabama and Texas A&M. I think for A&M and Bama to meet in that collision course, it's a little bit more challenging for those two teams, right? Georgia kind of on the outside with a good shot to go 11-1 the end of the season. Oregon 11-1. Ole Miss could be 11-1 when you start to kind of look far out, right? So let me ask you a question. I started thinking about this. Is it good to play in the SEC championship game? Or do you want to kind of be where Georgia or Ole Miss is at? Because think about this. I mean, look, and I'll just show you. This is my playoffs. This is how I have them right here. I'll go full screen so you can see it. I have Ohio State number 1. I have Alabama number 2. I have number 3, Texas A&M, Georgia number 4. I have 3 out of the 4 teams from the SEC. I think what would happen in this particular scenario is Georgia, if they don't get into the SEC championship game and Alabama is able to win out and Alabama wins the SEC title, then that 3-point loss doesn't look that bad. Now, of course, Georgia maybe is number 3 if Alabama is able to beat Texas A&M by maybe a larger margin than 3. You with me on that? So I think those teams are interchangeable. But what happens here is you have a lot of teams that could finish out the season and enter the playoffs as 11-1. So, for example, Alabama, right? If they win the SEC title game, they would be 12-1. A&M would be 12-1. Georgia would be 11-1 because they didn't make the SEC championship game. You also have number 6 over here. This is Ole Miss. They would finish 11-1. Number 7, Oregon would finish 11-1. Georgia Tech, this could be an interesting team to see where they are placed because if they win out, they would be what? 12-0, 13-0, something like that. Probably 13-0 if they won the ACC championship game. So, and if they're able to beat Georgia, then they'd have a top 4 for sure. I just don't think that they'd beat Georgia, and we have to see how the ACC shakes out. At the number 9 spot, you have Vandy. They're battling. They have a really big kind of playoff play-in game against Texas. They're kind of already in the playoffs if you think about it. You got number 10, Miami. I have no idea. Does Miami make the playoffs this year? Yes or no inside the comment box. Type Y if you think so. Type N if you don't. Now, I'll tell you why I think Miami does. They only have 1 loss, okay? But they did beat Notre Dame, and they beat South Florida, right? So those are kind of 2 wins that I think will help them get in. Plus, if they're 11-1 and they don't make the ACC championship game, do you think they'll really be left out? I think they'd take Georgia Tech if they win. Let's say they play like Louisville or Virginia or whoever, and then Miami's like, what? We're 11-1. What you going to do? We have a win over Notre Dame. Take us. So that's kind of how I see Miami getting in. The 11th spot, I gave it to the Big 12 champ. No idea who that's going to be. I'm not going to say it's BYU until BYU finishes as the actual champ. And then number 12, you have to give it to the next highest rated champ, which would be Memphis, and you kind of slot them at 12. I do like this playoff formatting better than last year. Last year was crazy. Like Boise State, what were they? Like number 2 or something like that? That was crazy. So I don't know. I mean, maybe you have some discrepancies with how I see things at this point in time. Teams that I would watch, Georgia Tech, how do they finish? Vanderbilt, how do they finish? Texas, how do they finish? And kind of from the outside looking in, maybe like a Miami, a Notre Dame, maybe even a Tennessee. I do not think that Tennessee is completely out of it right now. I really don't. Tennessee has a loss against Alabama and against Georgia. And if Tennessee is able to, and it works out perfectly if Tennessee can win the rest of its games and then host Vanderbilt at the end of the season and beat Vanderbilt, I think you're looking at the Tennessee Volunteers getting in. And I honestly feel, I'm going to say this, look, I know it's a Bama show, obviously, but I think Tennessee is a little bit better than people give them credit for. And I think if the ball didn't bounce, Bama's way a couple different times, Tennessee's a good football team. Who's to say that game couldn't have gone down to the wire? I think they're good and they have a good defense. Jarvis in with the super chat. Oh my goodness, Jarvis, what's up, dog? This is your biggest super chat ever. Man, we appreciate you, Jarvis. He says, enjoy your vacation. We appreciate you and all your hard work, dedication to the channel, bringing top-tier Bama content all the time. The current line for Alabama and LSU 12.5 with a total of 56. All right, I'll take both of those. I'll take the over on Bama, and I'll take more points than 56, right? So I appreciate it, Jarvis. Thank you so much, brother. I always appreciate you supporting the channel right here on Bama Football on YouTube, man. So thank you so much. And right now, as Timothy says, Bama has a 93% chance. This is rat poison. We file this into rat poison. There's a lot left to do in terms of the season, the work, how, things have to go. LSU, Oklahoma, Auburn on the back end. Any one of those games you drop, you don't necessarily miss the playoffs, but I think you start to kind of go down, and you can't lose at the end of the college football season, right? So these next pivotal games, while Alabama is the favorite and kind of the rat poison, you have to block that out, and you still have to play a one-game season until you're literally in, because Georgia's breathing down your neck. Ole Miss is breathing down your neck. Vanderbilt breathing down your neck as well in terms of the race for that SEC championship game. And same thing goes for A&M. You can't let up. I kind of like it. The SEC is an absolute gauntlet, and I know yesterday Joel Klatt was talking. He was like, if you took a blind resume and you put Ohio State and you put Bama head-to-head, all day long, you take Ohio State. That may be true, but I already argued this. We already went through that. When Alabama played Georgia, there was no shot that Bama had to beat Georgia. Zero. All the stats, everything on offense and defense were for Georgia, and Alabama beat them. And actually, it was the same way for Vanderbilt, too. So, stats can say something. Ohio State has a great defense, but Ohio State hasn't played anybody. Am I going to be the first person to say that in the world? Who have they played? Texas? No, and look, I think Ohio State's good. But who have they played? Ohio State fans, I love you guys. Julian Sain, dope quarterback. Jeremiah Smith, monster, right? Amazing defense. Matt Patricia, baller. But who the hell have they played? Am I the only one saying this? Like, if we're going off just brand recognition, and is that what we're going off of? What? Tell me, if you're looking at Ohio State, who's their best win? Texas? Well, Texas was number one when we beat them. Texas has proved to be a laughingstock of the SEC, right? They have, okay? In Indiana, I get it. You beat Oregon, and we're proud of you, and you look like a good football team, and I like to say Fernando Mendoza because it kind of rolls off the tongue. But, all right, you got to bring it, dog, because last year we saw you in the playoffs. All right, when you took that mask off and you started playing playoff football, it was a different league. All right, so and I fully understand the Big Ten champ has the last two defending champs, and Bama got taken to the woodshed by Michigan not once but twice. So can't say a lot about the Big Ten in terms of what Bama has done against them lately, but kind of looking and talking factual, you haven't beat anybody. You haven't played the schedule that Alabama's played. Nobody has. Alabama's the only team in college football that has beaten 4 teams that are currently in the top 25. Why does nobody talk about that? It's kind of sad. But I'm not sad because I just got a super chat, $50. So thank you so much, Jarvis. Love you, bro. I really appreciate you supporting the show right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Also in the news, all right, you have John Gruden, right? We like John Gruden. Thumbs up. Do we like John Gruden? Do we not like him? I like him. I think he has good vibes. I think he's hilarious. And he's with Barstool. What a perfect setup, right, to have John Gruden. So you have Ryan Grubb and Nick Sheridan. They went up to the Barstool lab, all right, and they're kicking it with John Gruden. People were like, what does this mean? Does that mean they're going to coach together? No, I think they went up just to talk shop. And, you see this whiteboard back here? I think they put plays on here, and Gruden was like, yo, when I take over the job at Virginia Tech, can you show me what to do on a 2-point conversion? I don't know if that happened or not, but I think they did drop some plays. And so John Gruden likes to have people on his show, to talk with them. And what they did was they hooked him up with the black hoodie. I don't know if he'll ever wear that, but they gave him a visor and they gave him something else. I personally like John Gruden. I think he's cool. And, we'll see. Do you think he's going to be a head football coach? He's favored right now to be the head football coach at Virginia Tech. I don't know. Would you like to see him at Bama as an analyst? I don't know. I don't know where John Gruden goes, but I do like the guy. He's grown on me, right? All right, current odds kind of around for these next coaching jobs. You have Florida. Eli Drinkwitz. Is Drinkwitz really going to go to Florida? I don't know if he's going to go to Florida. That doesn't make sense to me. James Franklin, I guess, right? I mean, but Are you really going like doing an upgrade at Florida? I just think the SEC is a dogfight. I don't think that the SEC understands how good the conference is. I don't think the athletic directors and anybody understands how good the SEC is. I think and a clear example of that is what happened to Brian Kelly. I am not arguing for him to stay in the SEC. I am just saying, and look, you have to win games at the end of the day, but people do not understand what's going on in the SEC, and they won't. As soon as all the competition got good, it became the NFL. So if you win like 8 or 9 games, it's like, that's terrible. In actuality, that's pretty damn impressive. So what Alabama has done, we're like, yeah, well, you're supposed to beat those teams. Like, yeah, in the old days for sure. But in this new age of college football, it is hard to win any type of SEC games. Ask Jack, right? Jack Gilbert, who joins us, and he's like, War Damn Eagle. Ask him inside the comment box. Yo, Jack, and welcome to the program, brother. Is it hard to win SEC games? We'll wait on the other line for you to answer. All right, we'll give you 10 seconds. All right, and Mark Hill is saying War Eagle as well. So Mark and Jack, is it hard to win games in the SEC? We'll give you 10 seconds. Hell yeah, right? It's hard. You know what? I was playing. So the music theme this week is kind of like a Halloween. And that's the only sound that I could find that was kind of like fitting for that. But it turned out, and the reason that I like it is because it reminds me of Castlevania. You remember this game? Castlevania was amazing. And you would have, I never knew what like the weapon was that you had. But you would like enter that castle and it was scary as hell, right? And you would go around and you would have to fight off everybody. So I found this music tune and I was like, right? Does it sound like Castlevania? Right? That game was hard. All those games were hard. Ninja Gaiden, that game was ridiculous where you have to like jump on the wall and then you jump off with the sword. All right, so I don't know if James Franklin, if he goes to Florida, I mean, look, he goes there, it's going to be the same exact thing that Billy Napier just went through. The same exact thing. He's not going to win games. He'll beat some teams that you don't think he will. But the SEC is crazy. It's like the Premier League in soccer. It's the exact same thing. And now with the NFL, I just would be weary of signing these coaches to like 15-year contracts. You can't do that anymore. I'd sign them to like a 2-year deal and be like, yo, if you don't win 10 games, your buyout is like $7 million and you're out of here. And the other thing I want to say, Patriot Life, what's up, dog, with the super chat, man? Thank you so much. He says, hope everyone has a great hump day. Have a great one, Kyle. Trying a name change. Enjoy the rest of the day. Whoa, no. Vito. Patriot Life, we need you. Patriot, Roll Tide Rob? Okay, so this is Patriot Life, all right? Patriot Life is trying to name change. Yo, Patriot Life, I love you, dog, more than a lot of things, bro. But I don't know if I'm going down with this name change. I don't know if I'm supporting it. Fam, how do we feel about Patriot Life changing his name? I might even have to put a poll inside the comment box. Patriot Life, I think you're one of those guys, bro. You kind of cemented in there. It'd be like if Jarvis changed his name. You know what I'm saying? He just, some of these names are kind of etched in stone. All right, but I love the super chat. All right. And I always appreciate the support, Patriot Life, real to real, bro. Okay, LSU, I guess Lane Kiffin, Joe Brady, John Summerall, whatever. I mean, who knows? Coach Saban said today, I guess he told Chris Lowe, he's like, what's the difference between Ole Miss and LSU? Nowadays, those are equally as good as jobs. So maybe Lane just has it made in the shade, and he'll just be at Ole Miss. I mean, think about it. If he's able to win 11 games, maybe 10, 11, what's the standard of winning at Ole Miss compared to LSU? LSU is crazy. LSU thinks, go ahead and pose that stat, Jeff. LSU thinks that they could still win a national championship. No. I don't know who can. It's going to be hella hard to make a championship. To win a championship. You're talking 16 games for a college football team, right? 16, all right? Hey, Jack, bro, people are getting a little upset, dog. And I don't moderate because I'm grown. And one time I moderated message boards, dude, bro. So I had a message board. And it was I did it for Bama and I did it for New Mexico high school football. And oh my God, babysitting adults, dude, is the yuckiest job in the world. It was taxing. And like to think about people like going inside a chat box and like trying to control things was one of the saddest things that I felt a human being could do. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like a slimy feeling. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, dog. Like, yeah, I won a game, probably stressed out, but there's a lot of other, Auburn channels to go through. But we love you here. So whatever. But it's funny, man. I told you, I kind of lived that life already. Now that's why sometimes I don't even look at the comment box and I don't care what people say because I just, quite frankly, I don't give a damn, dog. I'm 41 years old and I got enough, BS that I'm dealing with in my own life. You know what I'm saying? So Arkansas, I don't know who gets that job. Rhett Lashley, quite frankly, I don't even care. Virginia Tech, John Gruden, that would be hilarious. And Oklahoma State, don't really care. Penn State, seems like Matt Rule could be potentially that guy. But again, it's going to be the same thing. The programs do not understand that winning even 8 to 9 to 10 games is amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is good. That is quality. But that's not enough. And college coaches, administration, I think, thinks that we're still like 10 years ago when you could become one of the dominant teams. Even here at Alabama football, they're like, yo, Bama's not winning by 21 points. The coach sucks. No, welcome to new college football. You see NFL teams constantly blowing teams out by 3 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns. No, it's a war every time. You have no idea, for the most part, who's going to win in the NFL. Zero. And we're getting closer and closer to that every single year. All right. Okay. We touched on this briefly. Ty Simpson, some rat poison category. Favored to go number 1 to the Saints. We discussed that. We talked about Jam Miller and kind of the lack of the running game and what's going on there. I personally pinned it on the offensive line. If we're going to start to point fingers, that's just being kind of, based off the facts that I tied into some pro football focus numbers, but your guess is as good as mine. You can let me know when I take your phone calls here in a few minutes. I had a question for you today, and that's kind of who's going to be the next Germie Bernard. So I need your help real quick inside the comment box. Next year, all right? And here's a kind of a snapshot of all the stats of the receiver room, all right? You have games played, you have 8, and you have 38 receptions for 526 yards and 6 tutties. All right, altogether, Germie Bernard has 620 total yards and 8 touchdowns because you have to add in a couple rushing touchdowns as well, right? You have Ryan Williams, who's only played in 7, 33 for 495, right? So that's kind of the way we're looking at the receiver room. But when we go to this next question that I have is, who's going to be the next Germie Bernard? And I'm talking about that like next year. And the way that I want you to think about Germie Bernard is kind of like a DeBoer Samuel, if you will, like a multi-purpose player who can be a running back, who can be a receiver. And I started thinking about this too. And yo, tell me if I'm crazy, okay? The running game, kind of the lack thereof, all right? Is Alabama in this new age of college football, is Alabama's running game kind of like a short efficiency of passing by the quarterback? You know what I'm saying? I mean, because when we go into the hood, Ty is pretty damn accurate, 15 under. That's moving the sticks. You know what I'm saying? So maybe in kind of this new age of college football, maybe, that's kind of where we're going. All right, so the next germ, Ryan Williams next year, Rico Scott, Jalen Hill, Lottie Brooks, Jalen Mbakwe, Sadarian Morgan. Who do you guys think? I don't know. So let me go through each of these. Okay, Ryan Williams could think about, maybe being that guy. I could think about him being that guy if he bulked up. right? Like even a little bit more. And I know he's putting on more weight because he's a playmaker. I think he's so fast. He's got kind of that it factor, right, when he's on. I don't think Horton, I didn't add him here because I think Horton is more of a possession guy that can't be all purpose. So my process for putting these guys on, I'm not going to put a Meadows here. I'm not going to put an Isaiah Horton here. I'm going to put guys who can be an outside receiver and an inside receiver and kind of like a running back. That's why like Rico Scott kind of makes a perfect sense. The guy is absolutely jacked, right? Give him some opportunities. Maybe he could be that guy. I just don't know if I've been able to see enough playmaking ability from Rico Scott yet. Now, he did run a couple times last year against Michigan in that Citrus Bowl when they lost, but I don't know if it'd be him. I don't think it's going to be Jalen Hell. I mean, maybe he had Patriot life. There you go, dog. Now the world is back. Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe he's not healthy 100%. I have no idea. And then you have Lottie Brooks. I think he might be. Lottie Brooks is going to be a menace regardless. Maybe it could be Lottie Brooks. I think so. If it may be Jalen Mbakwe. How about Bach? What if Jalen Mbakwe comes back next year and he's this guy and he's like Germie Bernard? Theoretically, he could, right? And then I put Cedarian Morgan. Who knows? I don't know if that. Look at the wide receiver room next year. Cedarian Morgan's going to play, I promise you. He's going to take somebody's spot. I probably think it'd be Ryan Williams, Lottie Brooks, and C.D. Morgan and Rico Scott. And with some Mbakwe and then Derek Meadows. You know what I'm saying? I think that might work. Cedarian Morgan, I promise you, he's not coming here and he's not going to ride the bench. He won't. This guy, he'd be playing this year probably. So Dennis is pretty confident that'd be Lottie Brooks. That'd be crazy. I'd love to see it. All right. Okay. So you guys, I'm going to open up the phone lines. And what that means is you'll see a little yellow icon at the bottom. Can everybody see this? 205-850-1994. All right. I know you guys didn't ask, but no hat today. This is probably the longest my hair has ever been, like, in my life. So usually I have it, pretty, and it might not look that long, but I don't know what I'm doing with my hair. So sometimes I just rock a hat usually, but here we stand. So if you were wondering, now you know. All right, our first caller, I was waiting. Yo, Chris from New Jersey, bro. I was waiting for you for your grand entrance, dog. You got one call line open, man. I'm going to give you 2 seconds, Chris, to call in, bro. If you want to be your first caller. Okay, you lost it because we had it. So we're going to have to move you back in the lineup today, Chris, if that's okay. All right, so a 417, and look, this is like Major League Baseball. Dodgers, Blue Jays. We're going to move our lineup around a couple different times. It's Wednesday. It's kind of like a Friday. We're not facing, the most challenging pitcher. So here we go. I think we got Timothy leading off. Let's see where Timothy's calling in from. Timothy, is that you?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Timothy, where are you calling in from, brother?
Close to Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Okay, all right. So leading off the show today, all right, and we moved him kind of to our one spot. You got Timothy from Minnesota, man. Welcome to the show. I got some trending topics on. If you want to pick one of these topics, Timothy, I'd appreciate it so we can kind of go through and welcome on in, brother.
Yes, sir. You said something about the wide receiver room about who's going to be the next Germie Bernard.
Yeah.
I agree. I think it's going to be Cedarian Morgan. If it's not him, I believe it's going to be Rico because he's the fastest one. But Lottie, he's the most dependable one out of all the freshmen.
Yeah.
So, it could be anybody. And then, I don't know, I haven't seen really much of Derek Meadows after that hit. So, I want to say Derek Meadows, but I don't know. I haven't really seen much of him at all. It's just, this football season is so crazy, dude. I was never expecting all these coaches to be fired or anything. Yeah. I was expecting, an all-out war. I was thinking about the rivalry of LSU and Alabama back in the 2000s and early teens and everything, of how it was 9-6, 21-17 and stuff. But, everybody's just falling off the map, and all the the bad teams are getting worse, and all the middle teams are starting to push up there.
Yeah.
Texas A&M, they haven't played nobody other than LSU, and they almost lost to Arkansas, who got demolished by Notre Dame. So, like, this whole year has just been crazy. But I do have a coaching search hot take. I believe that Jeff Brom, I think he would be a great candidate for LSU because of he's underrated as a coach, and he wins the top games. Like, he defended his home turf against Miami, and they were like 15-point underdogs, and he beat them. And he did it with defense. They threw 4 interceptions, and it could have been 5 or 6 if Carson Beck, would have just throwed a little bit left or right, and the DBs would have called it. He would have thrown like 6 interceptions that game. I think Miami's are frauds. I think Bailey, Oregon is a fraud. Indiana is a fraud. I don't know. It's just this year's just so crazy, man. I got Alabama in the thick of it, and I heard what you said about Alabama, or someone said that Todd Simpson could go number 1. I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan, and it sucks because Carson Wentz is hurt for the rest of the year, and J.J. McCarthy just got back. And I'm just thinking, like, what would Todd Simpson do there, man? Like, we can't throw the ball at all, and we can't run it. So it's just, I wish Minnesota had the number 1 pick because it'd be a great fit for Todd, I believe.
Yeah, I think you could certainly win some games there. All right, man, I appreciate you calling in, man. Thanks, Timothy. Thanks for leading out the show, brother. All right, Timothy calling on the road from Minneapolis. Yeah, talking about the Vikings. You got a pretty good running back, too. I mean, a couple of them, right? I know Jones is getting a little bit older, but you do have Mason kind of in the backfield as well. 737, let's do it. Hey, Mike, is this you?
Yes, it is. Good morning, Kyle.
Mike, we moved you to the 2-hole. Oh, I like Mike in the 2-hole. Come with it, dog.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man.
You doing all right this morning?
Oh, yeah.
Good,
I'm doing
dude.
amazing,
Good.
bro. Yep.
Good. Well, hey, man, earlier you mentioned something earlier that I was going to give you the answer to because you were talking about, like, how much more difficult the SEC is compared to the Big Ten. And you said, well, what can we do? What can we do? Kyle, there's nothing you can do. Man, the SEC has always been a lot more difficult than the Big Ten. It's just a way of life, dude. It's just a way of life. It's the way the cards are set up, and it's the way it is. But and a lot of credit to that is to the SEC, because you'll hear some people say, well, the SEC, that was just Nick Saban. Well, that's not true, because the SEC is also a lot of other teams that had a lot of success in the SEC other than just Nick Saban in Alabama. But it's always been an unfair playing field, man. It always will be, dude. All you can do is just play the games and try to win the games. That's all you can do, is play the games and be at the top of your game, man. That's all you can do.
All right, do you have anything from the trending board over here? We got anything Ty Simpson, the run game. Is this team beatable? We got, will Ryan Grubb leave? Best player on defense. You got anything from the big board over here?
Well, the quick answer is yes, Ryan Grubb will leave. Yes, the team is beatable. All teams are beatable. But the big question is our running game. Kyle, here's my opinion. Our running game does not suck. It is not a horrible running game, but it's not a strong running game either. But to me, it's a necessary, decent running game, because it's part of our offensive play calling is having a very balanced offense. You have to have and eventually, right now we're only getting minor clicks, but we're not really getting big clips. We're really not getting anything sustained in the running game. But if we stick with it, man, eventually we will, dude. You mark my word. It's going to come to one of these games, like the Auburn game, the championship game, a bowl game, or something is going to come down to it where our offense running game will click and they'll carry the load, man. But dude, we just got to stick with the running game. So it does need to be more productive, but I don't think it's horrible. We just got to stick with it and just don't abandon it, dude. That just but it does need to be more productive. But I predict it will be, Kyle. I predict we'll stick with the running game. It will be more productive. It will be more and more part of our offensive game plan. But all right, man.
Thanks,
Always
brother.
Enjoy listening to your show, Kyle.
All right, man.
You take care.
All right, take it easy. All right, okay. All right, that was Mike out in Austin. We have a super chat on board from my good buddy Q. What's up, Q? How you doing, bro? I know one thing. Bama better get the running game together. No team is winning the Natty and not running the ball. You're not winning if you have no run game. 100%. You know, I think, like, and you think about teams that could run the ball, like, and maybe a good example of this is like last year. You know, I felt that. Do you agree with me? And thanks for the super Q. Do you feel that Ohio State was able to run the ball last year and throw the ball? Right? They were balanced. Right? Right now, it doesn't feel like Alabama is balanced. It feels like we have a high efficiency passer and a run game that kind of struggles. And I've already said I don't think it's on the running backs. I think it's kind of on the offensive line. And can you fix that kind of in your to-do list during your open week? It's going to be that. I mean, I agree. He's like, if you can't really run the ball, can you win? At the same point, you are 7-1. All right, let's take a Case calling in from Tampa. Case, what's up, man?
You got it, Kyle. Case from Tampa.
Yeah,
man.
how you doing, brother? Welcome on in.
I'm doing good on this sunny day, man. I'm doing good. The weather's it's getting cold like it does in Florida. When you wake up and it's 65 degrees, that's cold for us here in Florida.
Yeah, man. Yeah, same here, bro. Let's see what it is here in Tuscaloosa. Oh, it's 54. It's 54 in Tuscaloosa. Yeah. That's crazy. Hey,
yeah, I'd be in a hoodie and sweatpants in that, man. That's way too cold for Florida.
All right, Case, will you ask me about the trending topic board? Will you ask me about D? Please, we just talk. You see D on the board? See how it has a little bomb there?
I gotta pull it up here. What do we got?
It says, "Will Ryan Grubb leave?"
Will Ryan Grubb leave?
All right.
You know,
did you just wait? Did you just ask that?
I did not just ask that, but this is my opinion on it. If you don't like, I think that every lower, like mid-tier team in the SEC would take Ryan Grubb as a head coach in a heartbeat. And I think that any team on the struggle bus like I think all these other teams, UCLA, they would take Ryan Grubb in a heartbeat. And I think it's just a matter of time. But as you see in the critical moments, like in the South Carolina game, when that was the first time we had to go for a 2-point conversion, and you saw the trickeration, high efficiency plays. Every time he makes something that is so crucial and it turns out to be a great success for us, that's just his stock going up. And I think that it's a matter of time before, if we have a really good season this year, I think maybe we'll get one more year with him and he takes an opportunity somewhere else as a head coach.
All right. Well, with that, Chase, guess what? We just entered the quiz portion of the show. Okay. So you have just so get ready for it. Let me get the music queued up because we are about to go. You're about to go on a wild ride. Let me see if I can set this up. Okay, we pause this one. Let's just see if we can turn this one up. Ooh, we got like double music going over here. Let me see if I can get this one. 1 second. Okay, here we go. All right, now we have switched into this was the bomb question, all right? So now, Case has entered Bama quiz time, all right? So welcome on in. Case, are you still there?
Of course.
Okay, so Case has entered Bama quiz time, and he's going to need your help. It's kind of like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, all right? So, Case, I'm going to ask you a series of questions. You can rely on the community to help you get through it, okay? And as you know, we can't raffle off Bama gear, and we can't do this, and we can't do that, but we're still going to have a good time. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll send you, something to a restaurant or something. I have no idea how this is going to work. This is the first time we've done this. So, you might have to even just give a super chat to get in here. All right, so he needs your help, all right? So, this is Bama quiz time, and your first question, all right? You ready, Case? You ready?
Let's get it done.
All right, here we go. The first question, he needs your help, fam. We're going to fly through this, all right? Case, who is leading the team in receptions?
I'm going to say Jeremy Bernard.
Okay, Jeremy Bernard. You got it right, fam. All right. So, Jarvis, help me out. 1 of 1. 1 of 1, okay? All right. How many games has Alabama won at home in a row?
Ooh.
You can ask the audience. You can ask the audience. Just like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Don't answer, fam. Don't answer yet. Don't help him. Don't help him.
You're talking about over
how many games?
This season or over the
No, in a row. How many games have they won in a row? Family, don't help him out inside the comment box unless he asks for help. That's how it's going to work. Do you want to ask the comment box?
I think I'm going to shoot on this. I'm going to say I think I saw a chart recently that said Kalen DeBoer was 10-0 at home. That's why I'm going to lock in 10.
Are you sure? I think you should. Is that your final answer? Because we're going to move to the next car if you don't get this, okay? It's either yes or no.
Okay. Oh, no.
Do you want to ask the community?
Ask the chat.
Okay,
Let's
all
ask
right.
the chat.
Okay, chat. How many games has Alabama won in a row? Go ahead and sound off.
I'm bad on the spot, Kyle.
It's okay. You got it. They'll get you through it. All right.
I'm seeing 16.
All right. Is 16 your final answer? Fam, is that your final answer? Okay. All right. They get you through it. Okay, to the next round. It is nope, no, Emmanuel's not right. All right, it is 16. Okay. Next question. All right. You've used one of your whammies, all right? We'll get through the next two, okay?
My lifeline.
Okay, you got 2 lifelines left, all right? When is Nick Saban's birthday?
Ooh, that was, I believe it was yesterday. That's October 28th.
Is that your final answer?
Oh, it just happened. Was it,
Is that your next lifeline is you could ask the chat for I'm going to put some options and the chat can help you out. Do you need the chat again?
Didn't it just happen? Oh, man. I'm a bad Alabama fan right now. You're putting me on the spot, Kyle.
Well, do you want to ask the chat?
Oh, you know what? No. He was born on Halloween, right?
Okay, all right. So Halloween, you got it. All right, good. Don't help him out, chat. But it is Halloween, okay? All right, here we go. Next question. Which SEC head football coaching jobs are open right now?
We've got Florida. We've got we've got let's see. Oh, you're putting me really on the spot.
Come on.
LSU, Florida, LSU. I'm trying to think if there's any others.
One. Is there 2 more? Is there 3 more? Is there 1 more? You want to ask the chat?
I think that's
for a
the
poll?
only 2.
You want to ask the chat? Is that it?
I think it's just Florida, LSU.
Okay, all right. That's his final answer. All right, Case. You missed Arkansas. You missed Arkansas. We love you.
Arkansas, Sam Pittman, no.
Thanks for calling in, Case. We love you, bro. We're gonna give our shot to a 501. Thanks, Case, for calling, bro. Love you, dog.
Hey, appreciate it. Both sides.
All right. Okay, 501. What's up, man? Let's get it on in. Thanks for being patient. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
What's going on, Kyle? This is Dennis from Arkansas.
All right, Dennis. All right, Arkansas. Ironically, that was the last.
I tried to help him out.
Okay.
I knew that Arkansas, they were the first one to fire their coach. So.
Okay. All right. So tell us again. We're going to pick up which SEC head football coaching jobs are open. Go ahead, Dennis. Take it from the top.
You got Arkansas, you got LSU, and you got Florida.
Okay. So Dennis gets it right. Right. Okay. Next up. All right. You ready, Dennis?
I guess so.
Okay. Next up, fam. Okay. I know you guys have never played, and I know I kind of just sprung this on everyone, but chat, don't help him out. Okay. Don't help him out. All right. Here we go, Dennis. How many field goals has Connor Tauti missed this season?
Let's see. He missed.
I'm going to give you a minute, and you can't look it up.
Okay.
Don't cheat. Think about it.
I'm thinking. I'm trying to think about it.
40 seconds. Do you want to ask? You can ask the chat, and you could ask for a poll from the chat.
Okay, Kyle. I think think I can't remember if it's 3 or 4. I want to say 4.
Is that your final answer?
Oh man, I don't like the way you asked me that, Cal. I don't like the way you asked me.
It sounded good.
Let's
I
get a
mean,
poll.
that's
Let's get a poll.
you want to do a poll?
Get a poll.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, get
All
a
right.
poll.
All right. Let's see. Okay. How many FEs has Talty missed? All right. 5, 4, 3. Okay. Starting the poll right now. All right. So the poll so far, we'll give it 15 seconds to register. Please vote in the poll. How many field goals has Connor Talty missed? Dennis from Arkansas needs your help. All right. So far, 54% is saying 3. 42% is saying 3. And 38% is saying 4. Now it's 38-38, but you have 43% are saying 3. 42% are saying 3. 30 seconds, Dennis. Make a shot, dog.
I'm going to go with 3.
Is that your final answer? Dennis says 3.
That's it.
It is 4. Dennis, you missed it. It is 4. He is 9 of 13. 9 at the chat. Oh, my God. The undefeated. Oh, my. He is 9 of 13 on the season. Good luck, Dennis. I appreciate you calling in, dog. Call again next time, all right?
All right.
All right. We go to a 469. Hey, welcome to the show. Who am I on the line with and where you calling in from?
Cal, you know this is Quincy, Cal.
Q, what's up, dog? How you doing, man? I know you want to talk about.
What's going on?
I give you.
You know it already.
I'll give you 1 point, and then I have another. Then we'll finish up our quiz. So, hit your topic,
Okay.
and then we'll go to our quiz.
We're gonna talk about that run game.
I knew it.
You know it, buddy. Hey, listen here, man. I heard some people say, "Hey, we ain't got the running backs." No, that is not true at all. You don't have 4- and 5-star running backs that's been running, playing football their whole lives. All of a sudden come to Alabama and they don't know how to run the ball. That's not true at all. How many times have you seen running backs getting their ass toe up right behind line of scrimmage before they even get a chance to break or even even try to cut or try to break through? I done seen at least 3 last week against South Carolina. And I'm saying this to say this, man. You look at Michigan when they won the Natty, they had a running game. Ohio State, when they won the Natty, they had 2 running backs back there dang near had over 100 yards. When Nick Saban was winning them national championships, he had Ingram, he had Derrick Henry, he had a running game. I don't think Cal DeBoer likes running the ball. His time in Washington, what did he do? He passed. Yes, he had them good wide receivers over there with his QB, but they didn't win the Natty. You're not going to win a Natty passing the ball. You have to run the ball. And we have the players there. I just don't think our O-line is a good run block O-line. I really don't. And that's not going to win it. I'm telling you right now, y'all can put it on your calendars. Quincy said Alabama would not win the Natty if they do not run the ball. And that's all I got to say about it.
Okay, thanks, Q. All right, so we'll go back to our quiz, okay? And I have a question for you, all right?
Okay.
You ready? We'll start the game show again.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Let's we'll go back. We'll cue the music. All right, so Q was already talking about the run game. All right, now we go back to the quiz. Got a couple more answers for you. A couple more. All right, Q. All right, so let's see. Okay, here we go. All right, you ready, Q? No looking up.
Yeah.
And, fam, don't help him. All right? He can use a lifeline, but okay, new rules. Whoever's on the line has to say they want the lifeline. And then, we'll give the chat an option that the chat can either answer or you can go to a poll, okay? All right, so Q, what was the score between Notre Dame and Texas A&M? Don't look it up.
Oh, gosh.
Don't look it up. You should know this.
Hey, automatically fold. Automatically poll.
Okay. All right. Poll.
I don't watch Notre Dame.
Okay. All right. What was the score between Notre Dame and A&M? All right. Let me add in the options. Okay, I've asked the chat. Let's see. 52-48, 48-47, 41-40. Chat is inside there. It's a poll right now. Let's see what we got.
Golly.
79% right now, riding that low score of 41-40. Okay, 15%. So you got 80% are saying it's 41-40. I mean, this one isn't as close as the Connor Talty.
I'm gonna go 41-45.
All right. Okay. Q's got it. All right. He's got the poll. He moves on next one. Nice job. Undefeated. It was 41-40. And actually, it was, remember old Tyler Buckner? He missed the snap. He botched the snap. He was holding it, and the guy missed the extra point. It was crazy. Craziest thing. All right. Next one. All right. Here you go, Q. How many touchdowns has Ty thrown?
How many touchdowns have Ty through? Golly, this year?
Yep. Don't answer, chat. How many touchdowns?
I know he threw, let's see.
30 seconds.
I want to say.
30 seconds.
I want to say.
You have a lifeline. You could ask.
Is he the 19 or 20?
You have 20 seconds. And tell me your final
20.
answer.
I would say 20.
20, fam?
I would say 20.
All right.
Yeah.
20 touchdowns and 1 interception. All right. Quincy is going to the final round, okay? No one has ever gotten this one, okay? No one has ever gotten this next one. All right. This one is the hardest one out of everything, okay? You ready?
Okay.
Yeah, James B, you're 100% right. The chat is like that. You'd be like, don't tell anyone, okay? And they'd be like, I won't. Hey, guess what happened the other day? Dude, the chat, man. We got to tighten it up. Man. All right, this is the next one. No one has ever seen this one. If you get this one, I don't know what you're going to get. Whose feet are these? Got 2 Alabama football players. I'll give you that. That's your hint. This was a social media post that went yesterday. All right? Whose feet we got here?
You said what now?
Whose feet? Look on your screen. All right. Somebody, look, if you guys saw this, don't answer. But whose feet are these? We got 2 pair of feet right here. All right. They're 2 Alabama football players. This went around viral on Facebook yesterday. All right.
Whose feet? I'm going to say Proctor.
That's a damn good guess. Okay, who we got on the right? Who's rocking the slides?
I'm going to say Proctor and Ty.
Damn, that was a damn good answer. I'm going to halfway give it to you. It was Parker Brailsford and Ty Simpson. Man, oh, shoot, man. That was a hell of a guess. Oh, man, I saw that photo yesterday, and I was dying. That was absolutely – where did Parker Brailsford – what are these? What type are these Uggs? I don't know what these are. I know. Oh,
I know that was Ty's feet because he was my son's roommate.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, you got the feet right. Okay, so
I know that was Ty's feet.
All right, Q. Well, thanks for calling in, brother. Love you, man. Call again next time, man.
Sir.
Thanks for the super chat, dog. All right, man.
All right.
All right.
Hey, I'll see you next week.
Okay, man. All right, take it easy, Q. All right, Q coming in. Yeah, appreciate it. If I didn't get to your call today, don't hold it against me. That I think that's a hell of a spot to end the show today, right there on the feet spot. But by the way, like outside of the funny feet pick, these 2 guys for real have done an amazing job for Alabama, right? I mean, I think like where we're at this point in time, if you kind of zoom out, in playing elite level football, I think the offensive line clearly is an area that needs to improve in terms of the run game. But this team would be different without Parker Brailsford, without Ty Simpson, without Germie Bernard, and maybe 1 or 2 guys on the defense. And I think these guys right here, the best thing that I've been seeing lately, and I'm sure you all saw it as well, is how these guys have been in the community in terms of, the uplifting kind of spiritual approach that they've had. I think that type of energy goes far and beyond, and is very positive, and love to see it. And that the kind of the leadership that you see from these guys is, kind of what exemplifies the script day. So happy to see it. These are two quality individuals. There's a lot of guys on this team that have great leadership abilities, and I think that kind of helps you win those games when you're facing adversity, right? Because you can call on yourself and you're like, I'm not individual, I'm a team guy, and I know what I need to do, need to lock in when we're down by 8, or what I'm saying. It's just it is really impressive to see these guys and how they've kind of responded to the adversity that they have faced, because they're absolutely balling out of control. So, and I think we can all agree is that it would be a completely different team if you didn't have this type of leadership this year, right? So with that said, fam, I love you. I appreciate you. That was fun as hell, right? Yeah. I think maybe we'll try to add some of those, the game show vibes, right? Did you have fun doing that? The only thing, fam, is you guys were blah, blah, blah. But you could put it on me. I didn't set any rules. So now that we know kind of this beta, what happened, what we'll do is we'll lay out some rules. I'll just put out like a rule sheet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And we'll follow those rules because, man, you guys were yapping the answers. It's funny. Oh, my goodness. All right, so I love you, fam. As you know, I'm headed out on a little mini vacation with my kids, so I will be in touch. I have my gear with me. As you know, news happens, and I have you covered in that regard, but also I need to disconnect for a little bit, kind of to reset for the remainder of the next 8-game stretch, right? Because it's not like the season's going to end in December, right? December 1st. I mean, we're going all the way as far as we can. I need to be energized and be at the top of my game, and, I hope you guys enjoy your weekend, but you'll be seeing me. So I appreciate y'all for kicking it with me right here on Bama Football on YouTube. If you're a fan funder, thank you so much. Super chats, I really appreciate it as well. And all the love and all the support right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Let's hit that outro, and away we go right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama on Wednesday, October 29th. It's Halloween week. Little bye week right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I love y'all. Catch you soon right here on Bama Football on YouTube. See you, fam.